Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a very exciting day because I'm finally going to be renovating this mirror. I got this mirror 2 years ago from one of my friends. First though, I do need to wipe this off. Oh my god, I feel like I'm sitting on like sticks and it kind of hurts. Oh my butt. Okay, this blanket is already dirty. Okay. Oh, so we have 3 kinds of brushes. Big one for just general coverage, medium one for like, I don't know, like something just get into the little details. All Odin and Layla do is fight. I'm just gonna ignore them. Oh, like knock it off. I don't really have one of those wood stick thingies that I can use, so I don't want to ruin the paint though. Oh, I was not really prepared for this. Okay, so I found a spoon. It's a plastic spoon and it's this big, so I think that I could sacrifice this because it's not that important. A lot of the white is at the bottom. These dogs fight like they're trying to kill each other, but then like you separate them and then they're just so excited. They love it. They just want to like go at, I mean, it's play fighting, you know. I mean, it's good that they love each other. I'm happy. I'm still kind of getting used to YouTube. It's a little nerve-wracking to be on the internet, so. And you like my painter outfit? I actually didn't even know I was going to do this today, and so the outfit kind of just worked out. Ooh. Get out of there. Odin, come here. Odin broke his harness. So he's in timeout in the house. He's taking a puppy timeout. Not really a mean one because it wasn't necessarily his fault. Sometimes I literally cannot get anything done with this dog around. I'm having issues. We're using a medium brush. Okay, so we have gotten at least a top coat, if not maybe like 2 coats. I'm gonna probably add a couple more coats. We wait until it's completely dry, bring it inside, and then I'll add the flowers. I had this mirror for so long. I've had everything I needed to make it, and for some reason, I keep procrastinating doing it. This has like been one of the most, I've been so nervous to just do it. And I realized that starting this is giving me a lot of anxiety, and I don't know why. I think it's just because like I'm afraid I'm gonna like mess it up or it's not gonna turn out how I want it to. I think that I'm having a little bit of like self-doubt and imposter syndrome, and I know it's like such a silly thing to have it about, but I've been just wanting to do this. Like this has been something that's been something that I thought was gonna be so exciting for my channel, which it is. I don't know why, I just like, so I feel immense anxiety when I go to actually act on some of my ideas. So I'm very appreciative that I actually started to follow through today. The undercoat is important, even though I'm going to be covering a lot of this with flowers and leaves and stuff. It's important just so if there's any like peek through or whatever, it's like a nice color, you know. I think that this mirror is like kind of symbolizes major change for me in a way, because I feel like I took myself as the old mirror, which was beautiful and, you know, vintage and cute, and I think like giving it a makeover and an upgrade is kind of like what I've been doing in my whole life. And I think that I'm at a point where I'm seeing the results, and I'm seeing how different my life is now compared to when I was that dirty old mirror. And I think that this is just going to be this is like kind of super spiritual craft in a way, because I feel like this is like me rebirthing something that it didn't need to be fixed or anything, but just, you know, giving it some healing and some wholesome additions to it. I think that this is going to be a super fun project, and I'm excited because I have my art wall, as you guys know. You can see in the background of my creative room. I have that big art wall. I don't know, I think I'm gonna put it in there. I'm kind of like the Little Mermaid in her little tunnel where she collects all these things. I feel like that room is kind of like all of my artwork is like all these random little trinket things that I've been able to put on the wall and my art and everything. And I feel like I've just found purpose and beauty in so many like random things, and I put it on a whole wall of randomness and it looks like a masterpiece. I think that I hold off on so many videos because I'm like, I have to do the floral mirror tutorial. The number of times I've written it in my agenda is almost insane because I've said I was going to do it so many times, and it's just I've never done it. After this series that I'm done with, I've decided that I'm going to do my story series, just to kind of a get to know me kind of thing, because this still is the beginning of a new era for my channel. I'm ready to share my life and like my perspective on my life and like what I've been through. The story that I've read, I feel like it's always important, like when you don't know the character or like what they've been through or how they ended up where they were, and they're just telling you all this stuff, it's like it doesn't have any meaning. And I mean, of course the stuff that I've been posting has a lot of meaning, and I think that regardless of who you are and how much you know about me, it's very helpful. But I do have this desire to share. This is the second coat. I kind of said screw it and ended up like, since I didn't tape it off, I kind of painted on the mirror a little bit. It's gonna be covered in leaves and flowers, so I'm not like super worried about it. I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna go meditate and lay in the sun again until this is dry. And yeah, these buggies are like, let's join her. But first, I'm gonna like hit the back, you know? I like being complete. Okay, the back was painted. Hopefully my boobs don't fall out. Oh my god, it's dry. So now I'm gonna just touch, I'm gonna paint the bottom a couple times. Ooh. Make sure my boob isn't falling out. Make sure the bottom gets done. So we don't want any loose ends here. Come back out. You can't even see me. I'm gonna come back out when this is done drying and bring it inside, and then we'll see if we can floral it. If I'm talking a little funny and my face looks a bit chubby, it's because I just got my wisdom teeth out, and it's day 6 and this part of my face is still pretty swollen. I still have my stitches. I still can't eat like solid food, but I just like couldn't wait for my face to swell down. I really wanted to do this video. So we're gonna get into it and finish my floral mirror. We painted it in the first part of the video. Now we're going to be adding an assortment of leaves, flowers, some decorative pearls, and like almost like flower jewelry. Yeah, I just have flowers for days. So many flowers. And I have especially this flower, like, you know, chain. It's very beautiful. I love this. I can be a dress. I found my glue gun. It took me about like 40 minutes to find. So it's going pretty good so far. I kind of got like a little corner that was fun and satisfying to start. Always with hot glue guns, the hair is really annoying, but and then I started, I thought this chain was pretty tacky. I didn't want this to be on the mirror, so I'm actually making my life hard and taking off all of these and putting them, you know, one by one, gluing them on the thing. I think to make my life easier, now that I'm talking about it with someone, I realized that I can maybe pull all of these off. Want to start my life story. I've already started kind of outlining what the videos are going to be like and everything, and it surprisingly has been kind of difficult for me. So you know, working on that has been really intense and bringing up a lot of emotions for me. So being able to finally do this again, I wanted to do this video a few days ago, but my face was way too swollen and I just like couldn't talk. Like, I could talk a lot better than I could, and I still can't even like talk the way that I normally do. So how are you guys? I'm recovering from all that, but I'm really excited because this year we still have 5 months left, 4.5, and I feel like I am learning how to be more consistent with myself and listen to like what I want and need and my desires, and I'm actually putting in the work to get them. So that's exciting, even though I am intensely behind on my reading challenge for this year. My goal is to read 52 books, 1 a week, for the whole year. Can I still do it? I'm on book 4, so if I can magically read that many books before the year ends, like, that would be great, because I have so many books that I have and I own that I haven't even read, and I just bought some that I'm like even more excited to read, and I just like can't even, like, I'm probably gonna read those soon just because they are books that would be very helpful to me right now. Yeah, that's kind of like the dig. Another thing that's kind of going on in my life that's kind of been annoying to me, I've been in therapy for quite a while now, and I really enjoy going to therapy. It's helped me out a lot, and you know, I love going every week, and it's one of the only things that I'm actually on time for. Like, I'm late to everything, but it's one of the things I'm actually on time for. I've been pretty good for like over a year, and you know, my therapist booked me for when I went to Vegas, and I told her, I was like, hey, I'm actually in Vegas, like, I can't come in. And they're like, well, okay, you're supposed to warn us. But I'm like, I didn't even know I had an appointment, you know, misunderstanding. But then, you know, when I get back, I had to go get some dental work done, and I didn't understand the extent of the dental work. I thought I was gonna be able to go straight to therapy after. Well, I didn't know that I was actually getting like numbed and all this stuff, like, because I never had to get this kind of dental work done before. So after I left, I couldn't even speak, like, for a while. Like, my face was like swollen a little, kind of like the wisdom teeth thing, but not as dramatic. And you know, long story short, I just sent in my doctor's note and I had to miss my session. Well, you know, I sent in my doctor's note immediately. I left a message email wise, and when I could talk again, I left a message, and no one got back to me. And you know, it's kind of been, I was like, okay, well, maybe they're busy. No, it's been a couple months and they still haven't said a word to me, and that's kind of been rough, to be honest. I need therapy. Like, I like therapy and it helps me a lot, and the fact that I really want to go and like my own therapist isn't, it's kind of been tough because I already struggle with like mental health issues a little bit. So yeah, I've kind of been going through that. I found a new therapist, a therapist's office today. I can't say, I don't know if they're full or not. I tried to call, but they weren't like open or anything. So order of therapy, like it actually does work. Like, if you can find someone that you feel that comfortable with and is a good match, like, it is something that changed my life. But in the meantime, I have been replacing therapy with lots of reading, research, meditation, and exercises, and that seems to help, like, actually more than I thought it would help. I'm grateful for all those options, but I would like it if I could have a therapist. I feel like this mirror has been intimidating me for a long time, and now that I'm starting to feel like some emotions come up. I think that like I am scared to like do things because I'm afraid they're not going to be like how I imagined them, and I kind of sit on things for a while. It's feeling really good to do this. I'm like really excited. I feel like right now I'm going through a lot of changes. I've had a very fortunate life, but I've also had a very unfortunate life. And I've been through quite a lot of things that are just terrible. Things have always been working out for me regardless, and like I've been bettering myself and getting past a lot of things every day and every year. And right now I feel like I'm better than ever, but I'm very much lonelier than ever. And it's hard for me to say that because I feel like right when everything started to start to go well for me, a lot of people decided that they didn't want to support me. And some of these people, they never really even said that. And I don't want to like, bring the mood of this video down at all, because this is a very exciting process for me. It's like DIY. I want to be more open. I want to like be here and inspire people. And I also am just another girl working through my own issues. I feel like I started to kind of come out of my shell and have some direction. And to me, it really isn't anything. It's like I'm happy that I'm feeling the way that I've felt, but I've barely gotten started. But to other people, I feel like I'm getting the implication that they've seen me take a bigger step than I thought. And it took a while for me to like think of this and for it to settle in. It's just astounding. I've been for people through their highest times and their lowest times. And even when I was at my lowest, like I was always happy to see people in a good spot and happy and succeeding. And for whatever reason, like I've gained success in a couple areas of my life, and I wouldn't even say it's like complete success, because nothing's like really, everything's in cycles. Like, like nothing's ever done. This is like a whole new beginning for me, and I feel like I've lost so many people, and some of them aren't even like known lost. Like they didn't make it known. They just like don't fuck with me anymore. And it's like, what did I do? It's like, between my therapist not getting back to me, between some of my best friends not being there, not caring, being hypocritical, passive aggressive. Anytime I have anything good to say, it's like they don't want to hear it. They want to be there for me if anything goes wrong, which I used to think like, oh, okay, that's really great. That's really like meaningful. But I realized that there's a lot of people that only really want you around to tell them what's wrong. Because that's all they want to hear is what's wrong. Like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And when things are right, they're just like, they just don't want to talk. And it's like, or they want to talk about what's wrong with them and their life. And it's like, I don't want to live like that. I want to wake up every day and feel like the only way I can connect with any friends or anyone is I have to figure out what's wrong. And I need to talk about what's wrong with me. And then when I do, the funny thing is, most of the time when I do, they don't listen. And they're not there for me. They make it about them. And that same thing happened to them today too. And it's like, I'm just almost shocked, I think, lately. I'm going through a lot of friendship loss and mourning of that. I know that it's going to get better. Like, I have a lot of faith. If you couldn't tell, I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of faith in my goals. I have a lot of faith in myself. I think the dog's... So, as I was saying, I have a lot of faith in myself. And I know that I'm going to make such good friends. And everything that I imagine or I see people doing that I never thought I could have, I believe that I can have it. And I feel like I'm going to. And it's going to take time, But I believe that, and it's like, I know that in order to have those things, I need to make space for it. I just didn't really think of the ways that I would have to make space for it, and I didn't really think that the space that I have now was going to come from losing certain people, because I thought those certain people were like my friends or they loved me. But then, like, just, you know how you wake up one day and you just like see it clearly? You're like you just like see the energy of something, like the person, the person and you're like, oh my god, like you want to think like, where did that come from? But it's been like that. You just didn't really realize that it's been like that because you didn't really have the information that you needed mentally to recognize it. It's been very liberating and freeing and exciting, and I know that it's serving a higher purpose. It's just kind of hard. Loss in any way, shape, or form is hard. I never really saw the need for me to have loss to gain. Like, I was like, well, like, everyone can come along. I'm actually like really diving into everything that means something to me, and it seems like everybody that should care doesn't, and that shouldn't bother me because I always say worry about yourself. My parents weren't very supportive. I wasn't very verbally or emotionally supported growing up, you know, and I think that kind of like caused a pattern in like the kind of people that I would connect with and attract, and it did. I got those people, but then something's changed, and I've like put a lot of time and energy into the challenge of healing myself, and now that I'm here, I can't tolerate it anymore. I've went so many years thirsty for love and support and genuine energy, like genuine people, that now that I like recognize like what I need and why things hurt so bad, I can't even like breathe around people that don't anymore. And it's funny because some people don't even realize they're like that, and it's just been kind of hard for me. So no pity party intended. I'm just kind of like opening up and being honest. This is the self-love mirror and this is the mirror of supporting oneself through everything. This is the mirror of giving life back to oneself. I think we all deserve that kind of love. Growing up and not being like taught how to give that to yourself, you end up in a lot of funky situations. And I'm really sorry to anyone that has, because I understand. And it's been really hard for me to like find the space to be vulnerable. Like, I've been wanting to, like, and especially with this upcoming series, like, I really want to get down to the truth of things. But I mean, like, philosophy is right, the truth hurts, and it's really hard for me to even like open up to those things in my personal life, and it takes a lot of emotional energy and courage to do so. So I don't know, like, I was sitting here making this and I was like, for some reason right now I feel inspired to talk. It may have nothing to do with the mirror or, you know, crafts, but it has something to do with me. And, you know, everything that I do is for I would say, a very loving purpose, either for myself or someone else. Like, that's usually why I end up doing some of the things that I do. And for the longest time, I think I've been afraid to fail myself. And it's just so silly because I shouldn't be scared of failing myself over something so not even that important. Like, you know, but I think it's just like a message. So I'm grateful that me being so scared of failure over something as minute as building a little feminine mirror, it has shown me that I do tend to hold back because I do kind of care too much a little bit about how other people feel, and I don't care enough about how I feel. When I do go and do something, I'm like kind of hard on myself, to the point where if I like do mess up, I'm like kind of really hard on myself. I'm trying to learn how to not be hard on myself. I do fully intend on keeping my ambition and my drive, all of these good qualities that make me an overachiever and a hard worker. Like, I like those things. I actually start to not become those things when I get so perfectionistic about it that I just don't do it. I think this mirror is about doing things that we're afraid to do, that we don't think we're good enough to do, or it's not going to be like everyone else. I think this is like a really healthy step towards doing the things that we've always dreamed of. I guess I'm the queen of starting small. I feel like that's been the theme of this summer for me, has been kind of like starting small with things. I'm trying to like be patient too, because patience is like hard for me. I feel like I'm a really patient person in certain circumstances, but I definitely have a lot of impatient weaknesses. Patient when it comes to other people. When it comes to myself, I am so impatient. Or if I could have a whole day of success and getting my work list done and everything, and like at the end of the day I'm just like, that was not enough. Like, we need more. Like, you could have worked harder. You sat on your phone during this time. And I'm like kind of rude to myself. And I know it comes from a place of like I want to give the best to myself, because the people around me treated me like garbage. My father and every guy I dated after, except for this one. But like years worth of friendships failing and bullying and stuff, their voices are stuck in my head. And then on top of it, my need to give myself better because of how I was treated, it can cause a lot of stress. So I'm trying to learn how to live softer and be kinder to myself, so that I'm not, building a foundation off of stress, because that's the opposite of what I want. I want a soft, easy, successful life, and I know I can have it. And it's like it's good that all of those things in the survival traits and everything that I picked up served me when I needed them, but I'm in a place where I can't accept them anymore and I don't need them. And it's been hard to adjust, to be honest. I don't know how to relax. Like, I want to work hard, but I want to do it in a way that is complementary to my emotional well-being. Board. I'm feeling inspired to do that, but this is so hard to cut. But I just felt like the urge to talk about everything was just coming out now. I don't really care about what I say, because I'm choosing to share it, and I might as well just get real with you guys, because I'm very open to attracting my soul family and meeting the people that I've always wanted to meet, and just being free and happy. I want to elaborate on the name of my channel. The reason I named it Finding Abby was, who doesn't love Finding Nemo? I feel like my journey in life so far has really been me trying to find myself, but then it became cringy to think about that, because I realized that you don't really find yourself somewhere else. Like, you were here. It's really about finding that inner child that kind of disappeared in you, or those pieces of you that disappeared throughout life, because somebody or multiple somebodies in some places and some events have made you lose those things about yourself. So I feel like my whole life, subconsciously, I didn't really even know. I was just trying to find Abby again, like myself, the child, and make her happy and bring her back and show her everything and every idea that she was passionate about. She can still do all that, and it can come true. And really just living out whatever and not defining myself to anyone's standards. So really it's just been me finding pieces of Abby and putting them back where they belong and exercising them so I can have joy. So I'm gonna cry. So yeah, that's another thing this mirror is about. I know time has passed, but we are doing pretty good. This is taking longer than I expected, but I'm getting those around. I had to get another glue stick. I have so far been just working on the vinage. It's getting pretty boring because it's repetitive, but I know that, I mean, if you just think about life, the things that pay off the most, and you know, it takes repetition. So we're just metaphorically living life with this mirror. So when I was a kid, I always wanted like to do these crafty, cool little things, and you know, I always thought like, oh, I can't actually buy that because I don't have money and my family doesn't have money, but I can make those things. But unfortunately, when you're a kid, you don't realize that supplies also cost money. So a fun fact and story, I think it was right before the pandemic, because I bought this stuff like right before or during the pandemic or something, and I spent the last of my money on this because I just thought it was such a good idea. I literally spent my last dollars in my whole bank account on this. I will not talk about my money now, other than like, you know, generalization about it, but this is like 2 years ago. So I literally was like, no, this is gonna change my life. So I was like, not even like on YouTube, I just meant like, this is gonna change my life. Like, I have to do this, and I want to record a video, and it's gonna be so meaningful and cute, and I can show people that they can make this for cheap. So it's funny that I did that, because I didn't even end up touching this for 2.5 years, and now that I am, it's kind of coming along. I've always wanted a YouTube channel since I was a kid, but I think just having it when I had it caused me to reflect on myself a lot, and me having the urge to like do something on here, it forced me to grow, and it forced me to find those pieces. And I didn't even know that I was, like, I didn't even know until recently that I was finding those pieces. So it's really funny how it all fell together. I just wanted to explain that to you guys. I thought about changing it like not even a week ago, but then like I was like really thought about like, why is my channel called this? Like, I just didn't really like think about it too much. I kind of was more just like, oh, like it was more started with the joke of like, no one can ever find me because I'm always like 10 places in my brain, and I'm very impulsive, and I was always traveling, so it was like no one ever knew where I was. But now I think that it's just more deep for that, like for me, on a spiritual level of like, I think that I've just been soul searching my whole life, and I've always had it, my soul. I just was missing pieces of it, and you know, I'm still gathering those pieces, you know, slowly but surely. But yeah, this. Hello. Last night I had to stop. It got pretty dark and I wasn't really feeling it anymore. I got tired, but this is like how far we've come. I'm thinking that I'm going to fill out the rest of this, and you know, make the vines a little bit more fuller, and so you can't see the glue. and then we're done. Okay, so I've given a lot of like insight on my feelings and things during this video that were really completely unrelated to the craft. So I thought I'd maybe come on here and just let you guys know how I've been doing this. So with these vines, they were all on a chain, and I thought the chain was pretty tacky and I didn't know how I was going to get it to stay. So I pulled off all the leaves one by one. They come in like little bundles, so like they're attached to these things. I'll just rip these off, and I glued the sticks onto the thing, so it's exactly how I wanted it. And then same for this flower chain. Although I liked it, it was very cute, I just thought the chain was a little tacky, so I've been ripping off, like, for example, like this, and I'm like this, and I've been just taking all these pieces and gluing them on myself. And same even for the big flowers. I just pop it right out. And actually that is not supposed to happen. This is not supposed to happen. And you get this, and that's when I would like actually just fit it to where I wanted it to fit, and I would plug it in. So it's fairly easy. Difficult, it's just time consuming, like especially with all the little flowers, like all of these things are individual and I had to glue them all on myself. Product.